Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of a weekly gaming news show. Today is Tuesday, August 2nd, 2016, and I'm here today to go through an unboxing of the new Xbox One S system. As you may have heard at E3, Xbox announced not one but two new systems. The Xbox One S, which is basically an Xbox Slim with some upgrades, and they announced Project Scorpio. Well, what we're going to go through today is the Xbox One S. I have it sitting right here in front of me. We're going to open it up, see what's inside the box, and talk about it a little bit. Okay, first things first, this is the box. You got a nice picture of the Xbox One S and the controller on the front. And on the back, you got the requisite Lara Croft, Marcus Phoenix, and a car and Master Chief. The car from Forza, Gears of War, Halo, and Tomb Raider series. So let's get to open this bad boy up and see what we have here. Okay. So as I open it up, there's the requisite pamphlet. Xbox One. When we open it up, it's just schematics, how to do vertical stand, connecting, installing batteries, connecting the controller to the Xbox, turning it on, and whatnot. Nothing a normal gamer wouldn't know how to do without that. So we'll toss that off to the side. So inside the box here, it's neatly packed. We have the main unit packed right here. There's some more documentation. Let's see what else they're giving us. As I open this up, comes with the vertical stand. Brilliant. That's the extra expense I don't have to worry about. And speaking of extra expenses, we'll talk about something else you get for free for buying the Xbox One S. There's a pamphlet for an Elite controller. And if you're an Xbox and you're a serious gamer and you don't have an Elite controller, you're doing it wrong. And then there's a 14-day Xbox Live Gold Pass. I know quite a while back, if you already had an active account, those wouldn't work. I'll try it out, and if it doesn't work, I'll give it to somebody. And then there's the regulations and warranty book. That's all that's in that box. So we're going to toss that off to the side here. Off to the side, we have what appears to be an accessory box. And as I open up this accessory box, I see here on the left, there's a power cord. This is the power cord for the Xbox One S. One new thing they did with the Xbox One S is they integrated the power brick or the power converter inside the box. You no longer have the external brick that we had with Xbox 360, Xbox 360S, and Xbox One. Thank you, Microsoft. As I open up the second portion of this compartment, they're nice enough to give me a free HDMI cable. Don't need that. I also have here the new Xbox One controller. Xbox did redesign their controller. This particular controller, it has dimples on the back, feels a little more comfortable, a little more texture to it. You know what I'm holding. It's still fairly light, like the original Xbox One controller. If you look at the controller, we have two black thumbsticks, a black D-pad. We have white menu buttons and a black and white guide button, and your normal green, red, yellow, and blue face buttons. You got your triggers and your bumpers. They did also include the 3.5mm jack, so you can use normal headsets as opposed to using the Xbox proprietary connection. They did include Bluetooth on this controller, which you can't see here, but it is Bluetooth, so you can connect it to a Bluetooth device, namely your PC, so you can play all your favorite Steam games, or if you want to do the Xbox Play Anywhere program, you can use your Xbox One controller with your PC. Let's put that down here. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. So I'm going to move this box. We don't need that anymore. And let's take this out. And this, what I'm holding in my hand, is the Xbox One S. We don't need that. Or we don't need that. And here, my people, is the Xbox One S. On the Xbox One S, you can tell, obviously, even how far away we may be, it's pretty much much smaller. It's white, it's no longer black. On the back, there are an HDMI out HDMI in, so you can still use it as a pass-through. There's 2 USB ports. There's a infrared in, so if you have IR blasters, you can use that. There's an optical in, so if you use Toslink or optical cables for your audio, you can use that. And there's a LAN port. What is glaringly missing is the dedicated Xbox Connect port. There is not one. There is an adapter for the Xbox One Connect, for the Connect. So if you wanted to use your Connect, which I still do want to use my Connect, it's nothing better than being wrapped up on the couch with your beer and cheese, and you telling your Xbox what to do instead of having to take your hands and press any buttons. That is great to me. Some people don't like it. I do like it. But as I mentioned earlier, I was going to talk about something else that comes free. If you are upgrading from Xbox One to an Xbox One S, and you have both the Xbox One and the Xbox One S linked to your Xbox Live account, you can contact Microsoft and they will send you a free Xbox Connect adapter. Xbox One S Connect adapter. That way it's not costing you any extra money. You might have to wait a couple of days and now you're pressing buttons. That's a bit of an annoyance, but hey, it's free. Normally it's $39.99, and checking on my favorite shop, Amazon, it looks like a release date isn't until September. Now that is obviously subject to change, but as it stands now, it's $40 and not being released until September. Microsoft is giving them to you free if you are upgrading from an Xbox One to an Xbox One S. Now, off to the side here, let me grab it. I do have my original Xbox One, the big black monster, and what I'll do is I'll move this box out of the way. Let's make some room here. And I'll put them side to side. So you can see there's a bit of a difference. It's kind of hard to see. I'll stand them up next to each other. And what I'll do is I'll put one on top of the other. Which is nice, is this box is white. The contrast is perfect with the black. And you can see there's quite a bit of space between the two. I mean, we're looking about an inch here. We're looking about an inch and a quarter there along the back. And if you hold them up side to side this way, you can see that the Xbox One S is quite a bit slimmer, which is nice. Nice small profile. This Xbox One is a beast. It's large and in charge. Let's put that down. A couple other things to talk about the Xbox One S. Along with physical redesign, there are some slight graphical boost. There haven't been much about how much, if at all, is improving current games. There are HDR titles. The device is 4K ready. It's HDR ready, so you can play 4K Blu-ray discs. If you have those, you can play those, and of course you need a 4K TV. If you have HDR content, you can stream that on the Xbox One S with one slight catch. There are two HDR formats. There's HDR10, which is an open format that is backed by most of the main players in the electronics industry. You're talking about Samsung, Sony, LG, all those guys. And then there's Dolby Vision. Dolby Vision, obviously, you know, is Dolby. Their big backers are the movie studios out in Hollywood, so it may be an issue, may not be an issue. We don't know. It's one of those format wars. But the people that make the devices are back in HDR10, which is an open format. Dolby Vision is closed, it's proprietary. We won't go too far into that. But the Xbox One S does play 4K Blu-rays. If you have a physical disc, the nice thing is if Dolby Vision, which as far as I know there aren't any Dolby Vision discs yet, but if they do release a physical Blu-ray disc, the standards state that there must be an HDR10 version on that disc as well. So you'll always be able to play UHD Blu-ray disc and get HDR on the Xbox. Where you may run into problems of streaming, I know one service is one that I use often, Vudu. All of their HDR content is Dolby Vision. But Netflix uses both. Amazon is HDR10. Hulu is HDR10. So if you have Amazon Prime, Hulu, or Netflix, you have your HD, your 4K UHD TV with HDR, you are good to go. There's unlikely to be a firmware upgrade. I say that because Dolby Vision is based on a system on a chip. It's a hardware-based system. I don't know the details or specifics. Maybe I can ask around and find out more. But this here is what we have as the Xbox One S. It's nice. It's slim. You got a couple of free dilly deals to go with it. And this is what we have.